Internet uses student information technology is a. Introductions. The internet has grown rapidly over the years. It has been fastest growing communications technology and be the major sphere that concerns people and data. The uses of internet for teaching and learning purpose has received increasing attentions over the world. Nowadays, the lectures use e-learning and give assignment to improve note to the students. The quality educations can improve with internet uses. Laureates support this by claim that computer-based learning can increase understanding and theoretical and critical concepts. Most of the university students prefer to use the internet more than they use the library to search for information. According to a study done by Steve Jones 2002, 73% of university students says that they use the internet to search information more than they use library, while 9% say the opposite. The internet contains more information than the world's largest library. With access to internet, one can retrieve information from the world's largest information database. Besides that, the internet revolution is not just limited of finding information. The internet is also used as a way to communicate with other people through email, instant message, and social network. Students also use the internet to download music, movies, play online games. Jones 2006 reported that 75% of college students play video, computer, or online games at least once a while, and 65% are regular or occasionally gamers. Patterns of online behavior may be examined in terms of characteristics, use of the internet to communicate, access website, and play games. The development of internet would be manageless if it's not used appropriately in educations. Students are avid users information from the internet, so it is important to know that what exact is the internet used for academic purpose by students. Thus, this paper intended to find out what extent the internet is used by the students of Center for Fundamental Students in the International Islamic University, Malaysia, for academic purpose. Definition of terms. Internet is international computer network of networks that connect government, academic, and business institutions, or a large global network composed of thousands of smaller networks. The World Wide Web is one element of internet. Is the publicly available worldwide systems of interconnected computer network that transmit data by packet switch over the Internet Protocol, or IP. It is made up of thousands of other smaller business, academic, and government networks that provide various services such as electronic mail, online chat, and the graphical interlink World Wide Web. Internet uses any type of uses, whether it's general or advanced uses of the internet by any users, any places, at any time, from any technology tool. Statement of problems. The internet has now become an integral part of daily life. It is used in entertainment and communications as well as educations. Internet is a source of information for academic community. Students can find any information only a click of his mouse. Besides that, they also can communicate with their peer, family, and make friends from all over the world. Students more comfortable communicate through the internet or texting than communicate face-to-face or talking to cell phone. They also download music, playing online games, and many more. However, despite of these many benefits, the internet has also created a new problem called internet addictions, in which users experience interpersonal schools or work-related problems due to excessive uses of internet. Among students, the excessive uses of internet has been associated with missing classes due to oversleep, because suffering the internet until midnight, academic failure, and dismissal from college. For example, Alfred University found 43% of dropouts is given semesters had been studying up until early morning hours using the internet, more than double a rate of academic dismissal. objective. The objective of this study to determine whether the students use the internet as their learning tools or not. To better understand about this internet impact on college students' daily lives and to determine the impact of that uses of academic and social routines. These researches is further investigate whether internet really helps students in their study and what reason for using the internet among the students of CFS IIUM. Besides that, to find whether having personal laptop influenced the students to use the internet as a learning tool. Other objectives of the students that were studied were the frequency of student uses by the students CFS IIUM, most uses internet resources and devices. Problems occur due to excessive of internet. Research questions. The research questions is what is the most used resources of services by the students when browsing to internet. How much time do students spend on internet every day? When usually the students uses the internet, where the students have the internet access. Literature review. Internet is widely used all over the world as an academic tool. According to a survey conducted by Paul Internet 2002, 79% of college internet users said that internet has a positive impact on their college academic experience, and 73% of students use the internet more than the library. Students use the web to get the assignments from the lectures through email or e-learning. 56% of the students believe that email can enhance their relationships with lecturers, and 46% of them said that email enables them to express ideas to lecturers that they would not be expressed in class. Based on research conducted by Moundality in 2010, 192 students of University of Science Malaysia, 75% of students find information through the internet often, while 26 of them uses the library to find information through book. 40% of the students download notes from internet, and 36% uses the internet to communicate with their friends. George E.T. at 2006 conducted a student on academic uses of internet by graduate students of Cambridge Mellon University in USA. He reported that 73% of students do Google search and 68% of the web page. 50% find information through journals and 48% use cations chaining and 74% uses general searching. The study shows that the internet uses as an academic purpose as increases. Consists with finding that the internet is most frequently used at home. And statistics in Canada 2006, 94.6% of a sample of college students reported frequently accesses the internet from home. Almost all students reported uses the internet as school, and 56.6% of students frequently access the internet at schools. More than 30% of students reported accessing the internet from cyber cafe, and 1% frequently visited the cyber cafe. Internet access by cyber cafe is not usually experience of college students, but relative to home and school uses. It is rarely irregular locations of internet access. Data from nationwide survey conducted by the Princeton Survey Research Association for a Pew Internet and American Life products also shows that 74% of college students use the internet for more than 4 hours a week, while 19% uses is 12 or more hours per week. This is somewhat higher than amount the time most students devoted to study. Nearly two-thirds, 62% reported students for classes no more than 7 hours per week, while only 14% reported studying 12 or more hours per week. Study conduct in Oregon among the undergraduate students in Ovenjo University. Agololi, Nigeria is a greater number a respondent, 66.1% associated with the internet cyber cafes located outside the university campus. Following by the cyber cafe within the university campus is 34 30.4%, and home is 19.5%. Relatively few participations uses the internet in other places such as library, the university ICT center, and faculty department, and none of the response indicates having access through the computer laboratories. Majority of students, 60.6%, spends on to 5 hours per week on the internet, following by 23.8% in spend 6 to 10 hours per week, while 9.9% spent 11 to 15 hours weekly on the internet. The average time spent by the student was 4.6 hours per week. That was reported by Bankhol in 2012. So the methodology sample. In this study, questionnaire was used greater than the data as part of internet uses among the students of CFS IIUM is a sample that 50 students selected randomly in participate on this study. Research instrument. The self-administered to students in these lecture rooms, the method and questionnaire administration has been found to proceed high response rate. These students were informed before completing the questions. The forms were anonymous that were informed by the questionnaire that could identify the individual students. Data collection procedure. The finding of this study was presented uses described statistics that questionnaire consists by the 8 questions. Question 1, to define it how much time a student spends on the internet every day. Question 2 is determine when usually the students suffering the internet access. Question 5, to find out about the primary reason for the web used by the students. Question 6 is investigating how often the students use the internet for checking mails, to research information, for online shopping, for studies, play online games, download music, and as communication tools through the social networks. And the question 7 asks the student the awareness of using internet accessibly, and the last question to identify whether the wireless connected provided IUA satisfy the student expectations. The data analysis. The data collected was analyzed by the described statistics uses the Microsoft Excel. Result and discussion. Access to personal laptop. The students were asked to indicate whether or not they had access to personal laptop. Most of these students had access to a personal laptop, while 60% of them have not personal laptop. With access a personal laptop, maybe is easier for the students to use the internet anywhere and anytime. Frequency of internet usage. The result shows that the majority of the students, 60%, spend 2 hours and below, suffering the internet in one day, following by 14% that spend 2 to 3 hours per day, while 26% spends more than 3 hours daily. The results reveal that the greater number of responding, 56%, accesses the internet at the university. It is easy for the students to access the internet as Wi-Fi is available in the university area. 44% of the students had internet access at home, while none of them responded access the internet cyber cafe, as there are no cyber cafe within the university. Primary activity on the internet. Based upon activity identified the lectures review listed the 5 primary activities where listed respondents were asked to indicate for which of these purpose they used the internet. The bar chart above shows the majority of the students responding. 34% mentioned that they were using the purpose of communications. 32% of the students use the internet for entertainment, followed by the 24% of them suffering the internet to gather information and personal needs. To update their knowledge, others uses internet for educations. Frequency and students use the internet for following activities. Based upon bar chart above, there are a high number of students who never use the internet for online shoppings or online games. Most students often use the internet search information for study, to download music or movie. Does excessive internet use result in academic, social, and lifestyle difficulties? Majority of students agree that excessive uses of internet results in academic, social, and lifestyles making difficult. The excessive uses of internet has associated with the missing classes and oversleeping, academic failure, and dismissal from college. Does the wireless internet connections in UIA satisfy the students' experience? Based on the result, most of the students agree that the wireless connections provided by the UIA does not satisfy their expectations. In conclusion, globally today, the uses of internet facilities for communications and sharing knowledge can never be over compromised. This study has shown that the internet widespread among the studies CFS IIUM study concludes that most of the responding access websites which are related to communicating with others, as internet is a convenient choice for communicating with friends. The majority of students reported that they either uses of internet less than 1 hour per day. So that's the video. Thank you so much.